We begin with some news coming into our newsroom at this hour, where a U.S. official says the United States in recent weeks secretly shipped long-range missiles to Ukraine for use in its battle to fight Russian forces, and Ukraine last week used them for the first time. The U.S. official, speaking on condition of anonymity, said the ATACMS missiles were contained in a $300 million military aid package for Ukraine that U.S. President Joe Biden approved on March 12th. The Pentagon initially opposed the long-range missile deployment, fearing Ukraine will use them to attack targets deep inside Russia. Let's talk to our correspondent, Susan Teherani, who's joining us from New York. Susan, hi. The Russians are likely to respond, as the West was long hesitant to provide such long-range weaponry to the Ukrainians. How do you see this report? What are the ramifications of that report?
Yeah, Eric, good to be with you. Definitely the Russians are going to be responding in a negative way, considering the fact that this is a major shift in Western's support for Kyiv, notably the United States, which was initially hesitant to provide these missiles, one, because it was concerned that it would deplete America's own stockpile of weapons, and secondly, they were concerned that Ukraine would attack deep into Russian territory, which was something that the United States was saying was off limits. So it is a shift, and we're expecting Russia to definitely have a negative response to something like this, and also we'll have to see whether or not it ups its attack against Ukrainians as well. We do know that the Russians get a lot of missiles similar to this from North Korea. There is intelligence on that, and time again, the United Nations Security Council has tried to prevent this exchange from happening, but it hadn't. And I think that's where the change of heart came from the Biden administration. The fact that this is being revealed now is also curious. The timing right after the United States once again approved finance and budget for the war against Russia by Ukraine. So we'll be watching that very closely as well.
All right. Susan Teherani is our correspondent in the U.S., coming to you live from New York. Thank you, Susan. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.